Hello to you. This is the second bender we've made. He stood on the street for a year, and, naturally, despite the fact that he was covered with weak milk, he rusted. It was clear to everyone that it would rust. He was brought to us for restoration, and I don't want to clean it all with a grinder. We will restore it with a laser metal cleaning device from corrosion. Here it is. It was kindly provided to us by the Laser Guru company, and we will now direct the laser stream into the corrosion on the bender. Surely everyone has heard that there is such a technology, watched some videos, talked about it somewhere. And we've never used it before either. Now let's check how cool it is in general. I know that there must be a certain distance from the treated surface to this thing. So, click on the button. Awesome. Holy shit. It is necessary to carefully monitor the distance from this pestle to the surface to be treated. This seems to be one of the key points. But with getting into hard-to-reach places, of course, he has no problems. It seems that the teeth are all. Let's go through the eyes. Awesome. These sensations are pleasant, not so pleasant from the Bulgarian. If I had been shown this in my childhood, I would not have believed it. Well, I also wouldn't believe in laser cutting of metal, and in general, when I saw laser metal cutting for the first time, I thought it was some kind of magic, and immediately mastered the basic skills of 3D modeling to make drawings for this. I have not just some sunglasses in front of my eyes, but special glasses that protect me from looking at frets. It's kind of impossible without them. Well, we all understand everything perfectly. I see the varnish flying off straight. Cool. It glitters in the sun. Yeah. And here's what I'm figuring now. It was once a piece of an oxygen cylinder, and its texture is clearly visible. And even when we defended it for the first time, we didn't defend it so deeply, because it's impossible to get there like this with our Machno. And this thing certainly burns. We moved into the shade, because it seems like its effect can be better seen in the shade. And he focuses better in the shade, this device. Let's try. I feel like I'm holding some kind of space blaster. Or maybe I'm a ghost hunter. Well, in general, it is clear. That's where it's especially cool. This machine is used to cut pipes with a laser. When I saw it, I didn't believe myself. See what the result is. That is, if I wanted to do this as a Bulgarian, I might of course have done it, but I would have done it for a very long time. And as a welder who constantly works with pipes, I just can't get over what you can do with pipes like this. That is, this is the result of the work of this machine. It's just some kind of shock to me, and I don't understand how we generally work, and do it all manually. The director didn't have the brightest representatives of what a pipe cutting machine can do in his hands, but I think it's bright. Look how cool it is in general. It's just some kind of magic. And I know how to design such. Now, some very, very complex pipe profile is being cut in the machine. Well, you can see it well from here. And it cuts at an angle. And now he's going to cut himself and see what happens. That is, this machine can cut like this. Another thing like this. Yeah. It's also at an angle. Well, in general. As a rule, a laser cutting machine replaces 3 workers' posts. This is a tape saw, a drill, yes, here we have it coming, yes, and some milling holes. Speeds up the usual production process by half. And how much is this? Well, such a thing to cut about in time. No more than 1.5 minutes. It's not the second, it's a lot more to here. Well, there are different ones. The bottleneck is usually milling on production sites, or drilling. That is, a change of a chainsaw, 2 shifts of a milling cutter. While the director was filming there about all sorts of machines, I came across a mountain of local scrap metal and was just blown away by how suitable it is for what I'm going to do at sea. I won't open the cards yet, but this is just a treasure for my slightly non-vegetarian idea. The sensor of the device does not work perfectly in the sun, so we go to the workshop and drive the drunkard from there too. This is some kind of adhesive layer. Yes, remains. Is it varnish? Yes, I didn't look. In general, now look how cool it is. I'm sitting down with him right now. Now into the crack. Class. Here is my business card. Let's see how it has a layer of rust on it. It's just colossal. But here is a machine that cuts just from a sheet, right? From a flat sheet, yes. And to what thickness can he cut just black steel? Millimeters. And he doesn't taper 20 meters, does he? It doesn't taper by 20 millimeters. Not like plasma, of course. There are some errors. Well, it's all about laser cutting tolerances. I see. Well, such details come out of this machine. Everything is beautiful. Don't. Hello everyone, our friends are visiting our laser guru. Now I'll tell you a little bit about laser welding. Laser welding, well, they asked for simpler, without any clever words. This is a beam that acts on the metal, thereby in a thin small spot, heats it up, and solders 2 pieces of metal. She can do anything. Hey, well, she can't wear slippers, and she really doesn't like gaps on thin metal. That is, there are a few clever words now, but they are not so clever. Approximately 30% of the thickness of the metal is the allowable gap, and the greater the thickness, the greater the gap. Respectively, it can weld. Well, here we have, for example, a box. We're trying to portray something here. This is again crazy words. This is, let's say, a complex profile used in construction. Well, for example, let's show how she cooks. It has a lot of functions. It can expand the beam. Now we have welded a troika of ink with a small gap, with an extension of the beam up to 5 millimeters.
Сейчас мы сварили тройку чернину с небольшим зазорчиком, с расширением луча до 5 миллиметров.
She was drawing. Any additives? Yes, yes. Is it just a beam? Yes. It's just that he was mixing the beam. He was doing this kind of stuff. He was making a triangle. He was drawing a triangle with a diameter of 5 millimeters. Well, for example, the widest that can be is, for example, an hourglass. But in this way he interferes with the metal there, interferes, pours it into the gaps. Generally cool stuff. Let's cook it. Well, let it be stainless steel. This is something like a 4. Mixed it up. Mixed it up. Father. What do you mean? That's it. What? 3 together at once. Fire, I've never done that. Seriously. It's a sand clock now, right? Yes, yes, yes. Listen, well, judging by the heating there is, but the roots did not work out, but we immediately welded 3 parts together. Yes, well, for example, let's take stainless steel. This is our unit. We'll put out something thinner. Why do we need a width of 5 millimeters on a unit? And we will reduce the power, just catastrophically. If they were cooking at 70% now, well, we'll put, I don't know, there's 30 for example. It's simple. There is a pilot laser, a red pointer. We understand where we need to shoot. But she even took to the copper. And if she got caught, by the way, I'm holding it in my hand, I'm squeezing the seam, it's absolutely cold. Wow. The root is out. They often ask for different thick metals. Here are 2 plus 1. I don't see anything complicated. I put a point, put the second one. And well, preferably from thick to thin, of course. But he, in principle, does not care about it either. The armor is 5.5 millimeters. Now some more armor. Another armor, just a little thinner. We need to find the same one, and let's cook different armor in thickness. We'll put 99%. Almost as much as possible. Almost as much as possible. Yes, take an hourglass. 10% insurance is the playback speed of this watch. That is, it can be a maximum of 46. It's very fast. We won't see anything that happens. We'll put it somewhere around 6 or 8. Let it be. And we will see how this hourglass. Yes, they are drawn on 5 millimeters, stirring the metal. Oh, even something caught fire, and that's how it took something away. Well, that's fine.